Welcome to Sail Sam Point's instructional rigging videos. The purpose of these videos is to refresh sailors on how to rig our open boating sailboats. These videos are intended for people with sailing experience, as they do not replace in-person training. Thank you for watching and happy sailing!
Hi, my name is Carlos, and today I'm going to show you how to rig a windsurfer. So all of our windsurfing gear is located at the entrance to our boatyard. So our sails are stored right here in this tent, and all of our beginner sailboards are located right here on this rack. So the first step in rigging a windsurfer is to actually pull out the board that you're going to sail. So I'm going to do that now. They have little handles on the top side that you can grab. And I'm going to use that to carefully pull it out, trying to avoid damaging the other boards in the process. And I'm going to walk it over to our grassy area right over here. And if there's a lot of wind when you're rigging, this is something you want to be a little bit careful of, because the wind can blow the board around, and so you want to make sure you have a good hold on it. And now I'm going to put it down with the fin over the edge so that I don't damage the fin of the board. So after you've gotten your board down to the beach, the next step is going to be to grab a mast base. So our mast bases are located right here. They're stored next to the sailboards in this little cubby, and we are going to grab one that looks like this. It has a little pin on the bottom that's going to fit into a base in the board. So yeah, we take our mast base and we bring it over to our board, and this is going to serve as the universal connection between the sail and the board. And all we do with it is make sure that our mast base here is opened all the way up, and then we're going to insert it into the board and push this closed until it clicks, and then we should be able to pull on it pretty hard and it won't come out. So the next step is going to be to pull out the sail that we want to use. So in windsurfing, there's a variety of different sail sizes and types that suit different wind conditions. For today, I'm going to be choosing a relatively small sail because it's easier to demonstrate with, but generally in lighter wind you would sail a bigger sail. In higher wind you would sail a smaller sail. So I'm going to take this one right here. You'll note that it's clipped onto the top of the tent. To hold it upright, I'm going to unclip it. And now I can pull it out. And now, if there's not really much wind, you can sort of carry these any which way as long as you're not dragging them on the ground. If there is a lot of wind, you have to be a little bit careful that they don't blow you away. So we've got wind coming in this direction today. We've got a classic southerly. And so I'm going to pick up the sail and orient it such that the mast is pointing towards the wind. And what this is going to do is basically allow the wind to pass over the sail and lift it up for me a little bit, and also not blow it away from me. Okay, so I'm holding it by the mast and by the part of the boom that is closest to the mast, and I'm going to walk with my back to the wind towards my board. And in high wind, you'll actually be able to let go of this and it'll just fly. But yeah, keeping a good firm grasp on it. And now we're going to put it down, and when we put our sail down, we're going to want to put the head of our sail towards the wind, like so, so that the wind blows over it and pushes it down into the ground. And the next step is to connect them via the universal joint that you just installed, and then go sailing. So normally you would do this part in the water. I'm going to demonstrate it on land because I don't want to get wet. I'm not wearing a wetsuit. But yeah, ordinarily you would pick up your sail, carry it out into the water like I demonstrated earlier, put it into the water, leave it there, come back, get your board, take your board out to your sail, and connect the two. The reason you don't put the board in the water first is because the board will float downwind very quickly, whereas the sail will pretty much stay put. So yeah, sail goes in first, then board, then you make the connection. But for today, I'm going to show you how to connect them on land. It's very simple. We're going to grab our universal joint and flip our board up onto its side. And then we try to align these two pins with two corresponding holes on the mast. And we're going to bring them together just like this. One thing you always want to check before you make this connection is that your uphaul line, which is this is how you pull your sail up, is actually looped around here, because if it's not, you're going to have a bad time once you get out on the water. So yeah, making sure your uphaul is connected, and then we make this connection here. Just kind of wiggle them together. The pins click into place, and now we've got a solid, firm connection between our board and our sail. At this point, if you had done this in the water, you could now point your board out towards where you want to go, uphaul your sail, and go sailing. Since I'm on land, I would have to then kind of pick up these two things and walk out into the water with them. It can be done, it's just a little bit more awkward. But yeah, that is how you rig a sailboard. One more important thing to remember before you go sailing is your Daggerboard. These boards are pretty cool in that they have Daggerboards just like a sailboat, which will allow you to go upwind a lot more efficiently than you would without it. The Daggerboard is exposed on this side of the board where you stand, and it can be operated by hand or with your foot if you're a little bit skilled. You can put it down by simply pulling or pushing with your foot on this knob here until you hear a clunk and it bottoms out. If you just look at the other side of the board, you'll see your Daggerboard has now deployed. This is up and this is down. When we're going upwind, we want to have our Daggerboard all the way down because this will allow us to make much better progress upwind. It will also make tacking a lot easier. The one thing to remember with this is you need to make sure that you're in at least, I'd say, about 2 feet of water before you try to put your Daggerboard down. Otherwise, it's just going to grind into the ground and not go down all the way. Please remember, when you are putting the gear away, be mindful of people and things around you. Sails, especially if they're bigger sails, have a tendency to swing pretty wide, and it's easy to hit someone by mistake. Make sure that you're being mindful of the wind conditions and that you're not getting taken by surprise and blown away. And yeah, please treat the gear with respect and put it away the way that you found it. But yeah. Always remember to reclip your sail when you're done.